Articulation Radio. Articulation.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another informative and entertaining episode of Articulation Radio. I am your host, the Honorable Walking Man. You know how we do things here at Articulation Radio. We will start off the day's episode by taking a glance at the news headlines, and today's news segment is sponsored by bepublished.org.
These are three of the news headlines and events I saw today, Friday, April 1st, 2021, when visiting EliteValuesNews.com. The number of non-religious people continue to rise and now stands at 25 to 30% of Americans compared to just 6% prior to the 90s. Will Smith resigned from the Academy amid controversy over his slapping Chris Rock over the Jada joke during the Oscars. And Tekashi 6ix9ine is still saying he will be bankrupt if he pays the $11 million the judge ordered him to pay after he was found guilty of robbing two people in 2018 in Manhattan. Those are three of the news reports that I found for you today when visiting EliteValuesNews.com. Be sure to head on over right now or anytime at any moment during any day, because as you know, the news headline changes in all of our categories. So head on over during any minute, during any hour to catch your feel of the news under any category. And feel free to hit refresh if you want to see what else comes up next. That's EliteValuesNews.com. Head on over right now. I am Goddess Sage reporting live. Looking for the latest news? Visit Elite Values News. EliteValuesNews.com has all the latest news and information. Check out the headlines hourly. EliteValuesNews.com. Visit now.
Do you want to be published? Are you looking for a high-quality, low-cost way to be published with a fast turnaround? Visit bepublished.org to publish today. www.bepublished.org. bepublished.org. Publish today. Books, movies, and music. Listeners, we love you, we hear you, and I am the man who's happy to be here with you today on this another nice episode of Articulation Radio. We have a topic that we're going to cover today, so open up your ears.
Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Yeah. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops come pouring down.
Even in my weakness, I still put up a fight. Even though I seem happy, I'm still tortured inside. I'm always fucking depressed and turn my back to the light. Nobody understands my thoughts and the fucking pain it ignites. To be honest, my life has never been diamonds and gold. The warmth has been ripped from my heart and now it's cold as a stone. I never had no support, I'm making moves on my own. I'm so sick of all these fake niggas calling my phone. When you look at me, nigga, you looking at elegance. When you talk to me, you better show respect like a president. When I walk, I make the ground shake like I'm rolling with elephants. Western Mississippi, that's my unofficial residence. I'm screaming, fuck a hater, I'm only chasing my dreams. Don't get confused by the hype, cause it ain't what it seems. These niggas is lame, say number druggies and fiends. When they come to my city, they know I'm the king, nigga.
Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Yeah. Nights like this, I wish.
What you wish?
That raindrops come pouring down.
Down, baby. I used to do it. Say this life that I live. I got a wife and some kids. I got a grind and some beer. Hard times that got real. When you ain't got it to give, and your main pond to turn. Like you shot at this wheel. Why you stalking the field? Growing crossing the field. Man, you vote them white folks. Call the cops and get killed. Don't give a fuck who you is. Shoot up the city for kill. Call a dude to miss skill. I hit the boot just to chill. I like to drink and no pills. I pass my stash in a weed. She one classy little bitch. Smash the gas in the big. Real niggas all in my clique. You plastic bitches don't fit. I hit a lick and I dip. I taste a sip of that feel. You got the drip, I just spit. Throw in your hands of this deal. You missed the fake Dr. Phil. You ain't spending what I feel. In this world full of thrill. Wanna heart me some fears. Only night like this. I got a face full of tears. Cry, baby.
Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Yeah. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops come pouring down, down, down. For damn wrong.
PeopleWarmer.com. Book your travel today. PeopleWarmer.com. Wherever you want to stay. PeopleWarmer.com. Book everything you need. PeopleWarmer.com. Go ahead whenever you please. And if you need advertising, marketing, and promotions, add on an S and head on over to PeopleWarmers.com. That's PeopleWarmers.com. PeopleWarmers.com for all your media relations, public relations, marketing, advertising, and promotional needs. PeopleWarmers.com.
ARTistReview.com. All artists need a platform. The Artist Review makes sure you have the one you need to put your work in front of your fans. ARTistReview.com. Artist, REVUE.com.
Why won't they let us live?
My people, my fam, it's so good to be back with you all here at Articulation Radio. I missed you guys, but of course I must admit, gotta tell the truth. Y'all know it. That's all I do. Give you the truth. That's all we do. Give you the truth. And love, we give you that too. But anyway, y'all, man, this retreat, we were gone. As you all know, we have been consistently bringing you all shows since 2018. We finally were able to get some days off. We had the month of March 2022 off, and oh, it was nice to get that break to do some other things with our free time and to connect with each other and get some other things done. Bonding, to be able to get other work done that's fun work, to do other things together other than the things you have to do together. You know what I mean? Be able to enjoy things by choice instead of sharing joy by force, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, the retreat was nice, and it's great to be back with you all, and so great that we had to be sure to bring you all an extra special episode. And this episode is going to give you all the info, not only all the info you need to go ahead and finally start and finish writing your project, but you might be able to finish writing right now. You literally may be able to go from wanting to be a writer, from aspiring writer to actually writer by the time this episode of Articulation Radio is over with. No joke, because we have Dr. Mary Jefferson, Goddess Sage, y'all, is what she goes by when she's doing her singing, and, whenever she's doing her painting is Sunchild Wind Spirit. But Dr. Mary Jefferson from bpublished.org is going to be here, and she will walk you all through exactly what you need to do to not only start writing your book, to be able to finish and have every single component. Even if you're like, well, I don't even know what my title gonna be, I don't even know how to get started, that's fine. I'm telling you, just stay tuned. But let me tell you real quick, we kicked off this day's episode of Articulation Radio with a lovely, lovely, lovely set of cuts for you. We switched it up a little bit for y'all. Switch it up again, this special episode. But anyway, we kicked off today's episode of Articulation Radio with Nights Like This by Mike featuring Ice the Jeweler. After that, you heard Flojo Mills' Little Bluebird. And following that was her husband, Myron Mills' Let Us Live. And people, when I tell you that the rest of this show you are going to especially love as well, because after I play Doing While You're Chewing by Goddess Sage, I am going to bring on Dr. Mary Jefferson. She is going to literally take you all through that $2,000 Arthur workshop, and you will get it for free right now. So listen in, get your pen and paper ready, your laptop, whatever it is you need to do. Get it ready, because it's about to go down right now, baby. You finna do it. You finna make your dream come true. And it's finna come through too. It's finna come through and come true. So I'm about to roll that Doing While You're Chewing by Goddess Sage. And then Dr. Mary Jefferson with bpublished.org is gonna come in, and she's gonna walk you all through that $2,000 Arthur workshop for free. And you're gonna write your work, or at least get it started real good. And after you finish that, you're going to call 972-880-8316 and have bpublished.org to go ahead and publish your book. Have Dr. Jefferson to go ahead and turn you into a living legend, man. And let it get done. So yes, I'm about to roll this show for you. So stay tuned and fulfill your dreams, man. Have you always wanted to start a business but can't seem to get it off the ground? Need help building a website? Contact The Conglomerate, 972-880-8316, or visit theconglomerate.work, 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 972-880-8316. Start your new business today.
You are listening to Articulation Radio. Head on over to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts.
Would you like a motivational speaker to come to your company or organization to speak to your group? Visit lifespurposeministries.com. That's lifespurposeministries.com. Do you frequently shop online and you're looking for a new place to shop? Join the club, JeffersonTaylor.club, where models, designers, inventors, and other creators offer customers the best products at fair prices. Jefferson Taylor, JeffersonTaylor.club. Join the club. Shop today, JeffersonTaylor.club.
Thank you all so much for attending today's Author Workshop provided by bepublished.org. That's bepublished.org. bepublished.org. untitled.org. And we are so happy to provide you this information today because, as we know, you have a work that you've been wanting to put out. You have things you've been wanting to share with the world, but you don't know how to get started. You know what you want to say, you just don't know how to get started. So that is the whole point of this great workshop today, because you will see yourself not only start, but you may possibly finish. It all depends. If not finish the entire work, at least you're going to be able to finish a portion of this work. And as you know, all you have to do is just keep repeating the process, keep expressing. And then, of course, naturally, you'll know when you have said everything that has to be said about that topic. So let's just go ahead and dive right on into this Arthur's workshop. And just in case you decide that you would like to receive this workshop privately, of course, the fee is $2,000, and you can pay that via Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. You have a lot of options to make that payment to bepublished.org. You can also go to the website bepublished.org, bepublished.org, and you will not only be able to find out about other artists that we've helped to put out their books as well as their movies and music. You will also be able to, if you do decide that you would like for us to assist you with publishing this work once you are finished writing it and revising it, then of course, naturally, once all your work is done, then we can assist you with releasing that work. And you can, through bepublished.org, go through and select the publishing package of your choice. And they all do come with cover design, whether it's a basic cover on the more affordable packages or whether on any of the upscale premium packages, it is a custom cover. But you do have options, and all of the packages do come with self-promotions training, because as you know, once you create a product and you release it and make it available for others to be able to access and experience, then of course you want to be able to promote that work so people will know that they have the option to go ahead and obtain this great offering of yours. So without any further ado, you have your pen and paper handy, I'm sure, or you already have your computer on and ready to go, or maybe you are already having your finger cued to press that microphone so you can start dictating whenever you're ready. So the very first thing we're going to do, though, we're going to start from the inside out, and then we'll come back in. Okay, so we're going to go, I'll put it like this. We'll go core, skin, muscle. All right. Core, skin, muscle. All right. And I guess for some of you work out and you're like, no, core means exercise to me. So we're going to flip that. Let's say spirit, skin, and muscle. How about that? All right. And so, of course, for the spirit of it, that is what this work is about. So this is the very first thing I want you to do. I want you to write down one sentence that explains what it is that you're writing. One sentence that says what this work is about, the work that you want to create. Write down that one sentence that explains what your book is going to be about. And I'm going to give you some time to go ahead and get that done. And since we know that some dead air is not good, I definitely will be sure to just kind of talk to fill in the time, to give you time to finish writing that sentence about what your book is about. What is your book about? What is your book about? All right. And so now that you're done writing that sentence that clearly explains exactly what your book is about, the next sentence I want you to write is why you decided to go ahead and create this work. Why did you create this work? So your next sentence is saying why you created this work. Why is it important for you to get this particular message that you just said in sentence one? Why do you want to put it out? We know what this book is and what it's going to cover. So we want to know now, why do you even want to go through, put in the effort of even doing it? Why do you think people need it? Why So go ahead and finish up that sentence about why you're putting this work out, why you think it's important, why you think people should have it. All right. And so now you are wrapping up that sentence, your why statement, why it's important, why this work is pertinent, desirable, definitely something people should get. Now, the next sentence I want you to write tells how long it took you to write this work. Let's start with, how long you've been wanting to put out a book or, to address this particular topic. So let's start with, how long have you been desiring to do this? And then let's talk about when you start writing it first. So an example would be, I've been wanting to do this since I was blank years old, and now at the age of blank, I finally have a part of it, had a part of it written or completed it all or finally got started, whatever it is. And then, of course, you are going to finish up that statement by saying how you got over that hurdle of procrastinating putting it out. So an example would be something like, a lot of people have been telling me to put this work out for the past 10 years. And in one day, I just started writing and finished it up the same day. And I am hoping that others will be able to overcome their fear of starting a project or thinking that they can't finish it in one day or in 3 hours or whatever it is. So, you're going to say how long you've been wanting to do this, when you actually did do it. Of course, when you completed your writing, when you started it, when you completed it, as well as, of course, you're going to let them know, of course, how you overcame that hurdle or, how you hope that others can learn from your process. All right. Okay. And now I want you to skip down a spot, and on a line by itself, that's where I want you to just put a line that says who this book is to. Like whether it's to my grandmother, Lilymon, or whether it's to all who seek wisdom, whatever your dedication statement is. That's the next thing I want you to write. Write that. And just so you know, those first 3 sentences that I had you to write were things that could be used as your back marketing copy, okay? And of course, right now you're writing your dedication statement, or some people would say your 2-line. So this book is to so-and-so. And this is that statement that will go on that second page of your book. You're used to seeing that there. So you'll have yours. So write your 2-line. All right. So now the next thing I want you to do is go ahead and draw a square, a big square on your page. Big enough to where you'll be able to have room to, if you want to sketch anything in it, you can, but definitely room to where you can write words in it and be able to read them. So draw your square big enough, and you are going to write down what you would like to have for your front cover image. So if you're like, well, I don't know what I want for my cover, I don't even have a title yet, blah, 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 but we're getting to that. And so for your front cover image, what would you like to see? What image do you think conveys the spirit of your work? What your work is going to be about. And if you already have a title in mind, perfect. Go ahead and jot that down. If a title has not come to mind yet, don't worry about writing it yet. But if you do have a title in mind, go ahead and write that inside your square at the very top. Write your title inside that square at the very top if you have a title in mind. If you do not have a title in mind, leave space there at the very top of the inside of your square, because you will come back and add your title later. Okay? And if you're like, well, I actually have a few different titles that are in my brain right now. So go ahead and real quick, under your square, any titles that you have in mind that you're kind of tossing around and choosing in between, go ahead and, of course, leave space under that square, but go ahead and write those titles, one on each line. And that way they'll all be grouped together as well, all your possible titles. Go ahead and write down what your first title idea is. And after you have jotted that, on the next line, you are going to write down your second title idea. And if you have a third, go ahead and jot that. But for those of you who you have multiple title ideas, then go ahead and fill those in. And you can always come back and write them in as well. But I strongly recommend whittle them down to where you're only choosing between 3. If you have 5, that definitely would be a max. But surely after thinking more about the body of your work and the images that kind of convey the message or the spirit, or even an image that you like, that you already have and own that you want to use, that's even an option. So you have a lot of options with that. So keep writing down those titles. And I'm sure by now you've at least written a couple of titles, maybe 3 or 4 titles down by now. So go ahead, and the one that you feel the strongest about, go ahead and put a star or an asterisk by that one. Go ahead and denote the one that you feel the strongest about. And of course, once you settle on the actual title, do go ahead and write that in at the top of that inside of that square. And now I want you, for the rest of that space inside that square, now you are to describe the image. If it's a photo that you have of yourself somewhere, right? The photo of me, blah, blah, blah. If it's a certain animal or a certain scene you want, describe that thing. I want an eagle I want a eagle picture, and the eagle has butterfly wings instead of eagle wings, and then of course, or you can say, if your description, if what you have in mind is a scene, then describe that scene. I want something serene where there's water and mountains, but I don't want snow caps on the mountains. I want it to be sunny. I want it to have trees there on the side and flowers, so whatever it is, just be as detailed as possible. Write all that in on your cover. And then that way, you have your cover now is knocked out. You already have your idea for your cover. And if nothing is coming to mind, I recommend just close your eyes. Close your eyes. Think about your title. Think about your content. And then come up with whatever image you see. Even if you're like, I don't see no picture, I just see a background and just the words. So then just write that down. Whatever color you want as your background color. And then, of course, write that it'll just be such and such color background. And the text for the title and the author will be colored in such and such colors. So black background with yellow text for author and title. But otherwise, of course, as you'll describe what it is that you're going to be putting there. So you got that cover done? Yeah. All right. So now the very next thing I want you to do, go to a whole nother sheet of paper. And now this is where, and some people don't need an outline to begin writing. If you already know exactly what you want to say and how you want to start, just go ahead and start writing. Like right now, whatever you want to say and is the first thing you need to say, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and start writing. But for those of you who are like, I don't really know really what all I want to say and all of that, I need for you to stop and think, because you know what your topic is. What is the very first thing that you need to be sure to say to people? So jot that down, and I want you to go in order, because you know the things that you want to cover. Even if you're writing your autobiography, you know that there are certain things you can't tell everything. You don't even have the memory for everything, or for the things you do remember, don't even have the time or space to type up all those things and to get all of those printed. So what you can do, though, is focus on the parts that will hone in on the message that you're trying to present. So you'll just go through, and on your outline, you'll just select the various things that you want to be sure to mention from your life. If it is an autobiography, mention the various things you want to talk about. And those are your topics. And those topics, of course, as you know, become your chapters. And so, of course, and you will just take your time. And after you write down all the different things you want to talk about in this work, or if you're compiling poetry, it's just a matter of you writing down all the titles of all the poems that you want in there. Or if you're just starting to write and you're writing a book that's on your heart, you know what all you want to say about this. And if it's going to have multiple parts to it, go ahead and write right now, while everything is fresh, write down all the different things you are going to talk about. Now, this outline is going to help you because, of course, naturally, if you don't already know what you want to say and you have not already started writing what you want to say, then, of course, this lets you know where you need to start. And you want to have it to where each time you sit to write, you make sure you finish writing what you need to write before you stop, before you get up, before you shut it down. Make sure that you are finished writing everything that you have to write on that subject. And then that way, when you resume again, you just pick up on the next thing and knock it on out. And as you know, if you're just going through and getting done what needs to be done, then it's going to be completed not only on time, but faster than most people will be able to do it, because most people are procrastinators. But if you are able to focus, you'll be amazed. You literally can start and finish your book today. Probably even during this presentation, you'll be able to start and finish your work, because as you see, you're already much farther along than you were otherwise. And so since by now you've gotten your outline good and going, or maybe even completed, now, since you did not already start writing on your content, like those who already did know exactly where they wanted to start and they've already been writing, they probably have a few pages in by now. So now is your turn to go ahead and get started. Start with your first one. Look at what you have for number one. Flip the page, write that title there on the top of that page, and then just start expressing yourself. And you literally are going to repeat this over and over. And if what you're doing right now during this workshop is actually compiling for each of the things that you've already written, say you have poetry and you're putting your titles of your poems, as you put them there, or as you finish this first round, go ahead and copy and paste each of those poems in place, or type them all in order. They're in that same if you are typing it in, type it on in there. Otherwise, if you're handwriting these all from scratch, then go ahead and do your writing. And that way you'll have everything right there. And when it's time for you to type, you can just go right here to this and just start typing them in, and everything will be in order. And of course, you'll have your table of content, because that's what your outline is, or, your list of poems. And yes, so you'll be in a very good shape. Now, continue your writing. And I am going to move forward to kind of help you see a little something. So, but first I want to, for those of you who just started, I want to kind of talk a little bit more to give you a little bit more time to at least get something down on paper before we move into this next stage. Because as you know, when you are writing something, once you finish writing what you're thinking, and you want to be true to yourself, trust your voice. And that way, if you trust your voice and you're not trying to sound like somebody else, you're not trying to regurgitate what someone else said, and you're just speaking from your own heart and talking about things that you do definitely know from your own experiences and your own studies or whatever, then it will be a lot easier, and you'll find that things will just flow if you just let it. If you just let it, it'll just flow, just come. And literally the way the thought comes in your brain, that's the way I want you to write it on paper. Even if you're like, oh, well, I don't want to use that language. Well, your work requires that. because of course, remember, you are creating something. What you're doing right now is spirit work, and you have to make sure that you are fully in tune, that you are open, and that you're going to be true to the spirit of this, and if you are a parent, I like using this example for my clients. With your children, we all always have hopes for our children. We even have certain attributes that we hope that the children will possess. But as we know, each child, while yes, they may or may not have some of those things we wish for them and pray for them, they have their own things and their own personalities, their own desires, and that has to be honored. So, of course, as you know, to make sure that your child is able to be his or her best and to be able to operate and live in authenticity and to their fullest, this work is the same way. You have to allow it to be what it wants to be and make sure that you help it be the best version of itself that it can be. So sometimes things have to be said a certain way, and sometimes we have to get past the ego. And sometimes we also just have to realize that our job as the vessel, as the artist, is to present the message and allow people to experience whatever they experience, whether they like it or not. But anyway, I think that this is enough to where everyone has something written down by now. So now I want you to go back over. Now you're writing, you're done writing for right now, but you're going to come back, but you're done writing. Now I want you to experience what a revision phase of this writing process feels like. And you may recall how in high school and elementary, junior high, they would always tell you, your parents even, be sure to check over your work before you turn it in, especially when you write something. Your first one is your rough draft, and then you go back over it to clean it up for your final draft. And so that's what the revisions phase is. When you're expressing, when you're writing, then that's when you're going through and doing that initial rough draft thing that they used to call it. But of course, I just call it expression. And then, of course, that's the first phase of the writing, is getting it out of you and onto paper. And then, of course, now I want you to go through and read through what you've written. Anything you see that is incorrect, anything you see that needs to be worded a little better, go ahead and do that. And that's what revisions phases allow you to do, is to go back over and rewrite whatever you need to delete whatever you need to delete, to add in whatever you need to add in. And as you know, once you come back to this work to resume on it, once you're done with this revising, you still will be revising because you've officially already started it and stopped it, and you're already going back to it. So you're already revising. And from this point forward, you will be revising your soon to be released book. Ooh. And so, so first things first, though, you got to finish writing it. And as we know, we're just on a second step of writing. So now that you've gone through and you've read through what you've written and you've made whatever changes need to be made, then of course you've now not only done your revisions process, but you've also experienced what proofreading and editing are like. Because proofreading literally is when you just read over something and identify any errors. And editing is when you actually make the changes to the body of the work. So, and naturally, as a part of the revisions phase, it requires proofreading and editing, as well as we know, additional writing sometimes if you have to add in things. But anyway, and as we know, you will be continuing to add in because you're not quite finished writing everything yet, or maybe you are, because as you know, to get a book printed as a paperback book, all you need to have is 20 pages by the time the book is formatted. So that means really if you just write 10 pages of stuff and type it up, then the 10 typed pages are actually going to end up being enough to get you a book that has at least the 20 fully formatted pages that will allow you to get a paperback book. So you don't have to feel like you have to write a certain number of words unless you choose to just meet a certain goal. Then yeah, but otherwise, no, you don't have to have a certain number of words for a printed book. You only need a certain number of pages for a printed book. But for an ebook, all you need is one page. So even if what you plan on doing is just releasing it as an ebook, just what we used to call a white sheet or a one-sheeter is really all you need. And it's just putting your cover on it and you have your book. But yes, as we know, what we're doing today is having you to do something, more meaty than just a one-sheeter, or a white sheet or, a one-page ebook. So anyway. So now that you've done your first bit of writing, you've done some proofreading, some editing during your revising phase, now I want you to, just as we kind of get ready to wrap this up, because I know here in this past 25 minutes, you've already accomplished more than you have over these years and months of your wanting to do this. And definitely take the time to congratulate yourself, celebrate what you've done. If you have not yet finished your outline, I want you to go back and finish your outline before you dive back into this, because once you dive back into this, you're going to just keep rolling. You're going to just keep flowing, letting it come on through you, getting it on out, getting it off of you onto paper. And after you, if you're writing, remember, you still have to type this in, and it needs to be typed into one Microsoft Word document. Okay. One Microsoft Word document is where you want to type your outline and, of course, all the things that you write or all the things that you copy and paste in or whatever. Everything needs to be in one document. And, of course, as you know, and the very first thing that you would type in are the things that we've already gone over. Your back marketing, I call it back marketing copy, but it's your marketing statements. And then, of course, your dedication, as well as your official title. And let me dive real quick into your author name, because if you're like, well, I don't want to use my real name, you don't have to. Your real name, of course, you'll use that as the copyright claimant and, of course, to receive your payments. But your author name can be a pseudonym, a nickname. It can be a name that you've always been known by or a name that you want to be known by. But yes, you can, and whatever pseudonym you want to use or whatever author name you want to use, whether it is your legal name or a nickname, a pseudonym, go ahead and write that down as the name there on that cover. So let's flip back to that front page real quick. And there on that front cover, on that cover in that square, be sure that your name appears the exact way that you're going to have your name to appear for the project, okay? So if you have a legal name that you want as the author name on your book, make sure that that's there. If you have a nickname, a pseudonym that you want on your as the author on your book, then make sure that that's what's written there. And then after that's done, yes, flip back here to your outline and go ahead and resume your outline or your table of content. And then, of course, yes, you are just going to go back through once we get off of this, and you're going to pick right back up where you left off with writing that first bit. And once you get everything out, when you've said everything that has to be said about something, you know it. We can, not only do we know it, we feel it. You can feel when you're done saying what needs to be done on something. And so, of course, once you are done writing everything that has to be written, everything, and you know that you're done, and when you look at your table of content, everything that is there, or your outline, everything that is there, you literally can find, and everything is there. And as you know, with each chapter or with each part, you'll want to proofread each one by one. And that way you don't have to have it to where now you have all this stuff that suddenly you have to get proofread here in this short span. So after you finish writing whatever, you go back through and proofread it right then, and then you're completely done. And that way proofread, make any edits you need. And that way, once you're done revising that chapter or that portion, or that poem, then that's when you move on to the next one. And that way you already know by the time you move on to the next one, anything before it is as clean as you can possibly get it. And you don't have to look at that anymore. It's ready for whomever by the time you finish the whole thing. And then that's when you know that, yes, by the time you finish writing the very last thing that has to be written, and you go in and clean that up the way it needs to be done, then that's when you know you're in a position to wrap up the last element of your book. And that's that if you know that you want to thank people in your book, or you want to include a biography of yours in your book, those are the things you want to be sure to get done. Okay, so say for instance you do want an acknowledgments page or a biography page, then go ahead and on your outline or table of content, go ahead and jot that down. Put down acknowledgments or gratitude or whatever you want to call it, special note, whatever you want to call it. Write that down. And then, of course, after that, you'll write down, if you want to do a biography, then you'll write that down. So that way, after you've completely written everything that needs to be written for your book, now you're going to focus on adding in those other elements. So you're going to go ahead and start writing your thank you. Start thanking whomever it is you want to thank, or start whatever it is that's going to be your special note to them from you. Go ahead and start writing that. And then once you're done writing, I would say here your first couple of sentences real quick. Once you're done with that, I want you to go ahead and start on that biography. And that way you'll have physical reminders to show you, where you are and what to finish up, okay? And so I want you to, now that you've written a sentence or two there on your acknowledgments or your special note, now I want you to, of course, on the page for biography. And I didn't say, but I want you to, and I'm sure you probably already did this, wrote acknowledgments or special note, whatever you're calling it, at the top of another page. And that way you'll have, all the room. And then, yes, on another page, go ahead and write biography or about the author, whatever you want to title it. And go ahead and write in your first sentence or two. And then that way you can always come back and finish that up as well. So now you see how here it is, 31 minutes, and you now have pretty much an entire book that you have started on, and that for a fact you can knock this thing out this weekend. There is nothing that is stopping you from, in your free time, going in and knocking this out, because as you know, it doesn't take forever to talk about nothing. You just say what needs to be said, and if you need to reiterate it, move on. And of course, and here's another tip that I give to my clients as well. If you treat this process, whether what you're writing on is a piece of paper or you're typing it in or you're dictating it, if you treat it as another person that you're talking to, and this person doesn't have a lot of time, and you only have them for a limited amount of time, and you got to get this stuff out to them. You got to get it said in this time they have. That's going to help you be able to stay focused, stay on track, and not get off on too many tangents and all of that stuff. You'll be able to be like, okay, look, if I know that really I want to be able to, I want to talk about, say, 25 different things. And of these 25 different things, I know for a fact I don't want to be taking no 25 years to write that, or no 25 months. I want to go ahead and I don't even want to take 25 days. I want to have it to where each thing I'm devoting no more than 1 hour to. So that means 25 things. I have 25 hours, and I can knock that out over the course of, whether it's doing it in one day, or whether it's, a little bit over a day, or whether it would be my going through and doing it over a weekend or doing it over a week. Either way it goes, it's definitely not going to exceed that week, because I've already literally broken down how much time I'm going to spend on each thing. And as we know, most things do not take an hour to explain. Come on. Or to talk about what happened. Come on. So that means that in truth, most things you actually can tell the whole story in 10 to 30 minutes. The entire story. Some things you can tell the entire story in 5 minutes or 2. So it's just a matter of your devoting that time to just dive into it and just get into it from the beginning and just get it out. And so I would recommend that that's what you do. You know what you have to say, I would say the amount of time and even the length and the details you want to go in. So that's how you can plan it. And you literally can have it to where you can knock out this book in the time that it takes most people to even come up with a title, because a lot of people even spend a lot of time debating which title to go with. You have already chosen your title right here. It only took you all of 3 minutes, 5 minutes at most to choose your title, but as you know, with anything, you have to, again, trust your voice, trust yourself. There's no reason for you, an adult, to not be able to make a decision and stand on it, to not be able to know what you want and to know what you want to say. So all these things. You have this capability. So don't doubt yourself. Just move forward, fully trust yourself. Know that the gifts, talents, skills you have, you fully possess them, and that you were able to obtain them or were gifted them for not only your own betterment, but for the betterment of anyone who comes into contact with you, as well as with the work that you create. So trust it, trust you, and let it flow. Just keep letting it flow. Keep letting it flow, okay? I am about to wrap this on up. I again encourage you to anything that is not already completed, continue going back to it. And once you decide, whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever amount of time, an hour, whatever amount of time you're going to spend on each part, stick to that and do not go over it. If anything, go under, but do not go over it. And if you do go over it, no big deal, all the better. But just make sure that if you do go over it, it's because you really are enriching the work and not because you're talking in a whole bunch of circles or all of that stuff. Okay. So yes, get it out, get it down. And yeah, let's go ahead and put this baby out for you. So once you are done writing, and you have to be sure to be completely done with every single thing that you want in it. Once you're completely done, give me a phone call, 972-880-8316. Dr. Mary Jefferson, 972-880-8316. BePublished.org. Like, I want to be published. Who help you be published? Where can I be published? BePublished.org. BePublished.org. Whether you want to publish books, movies, or music, we can help you out. And for those of you who are listening who would like to publish music or movies, as you know, it's pretty much the same process. You have to finish creating before it can be released. So that means just like you have to finish writing before it could be released as a book, you have to finish recording all your songs before it could be released as a CD, and filming and scoring your entire movie before it can be released as a movie. And so, of course, and as we know, you can always make your square and jot down your cover ideas. And once we get going here at bepublished.org, everything moves fast. When I tell you, we will have your book, movies, or music published worldwide in 30 days or less. Most people, it only takes us about 10 days. But of course, usually 30 days max, your stuff is out. Unless it's a children's book and we are going through and we're drawing things for you and things like that. Naturally, as you know, that's going to take a little longer, but that doesn't take any more than 90 days. And it's totally done. All the drawings are usually done that first 30 days. And then, of course, after that, it's just a matter of our going through and working on the book the second 30 days, and then the final 30. We're going ahead and ordering copies and waiting for them to arrive. So people, let's go ahead, make your dream come true and make you an immortal. That's the only way you can live beyond taking your last breath, is by leaving something here for the next generations to come to access. And that means leaving some art, whether it's any kind. As long as people have access to your work, especially your words, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, baby. So establish that legacy, get that immortality. Once you finish creating this work, contact bepublished.org. Dr. Mary Jefferson here will definitely get you taken care of and teach you everything I know. And your book cover, again, for those of you who are like, what are the prices for publishing? If your work does not need any proofreading on my part, I can help you release your work for just $500, and that includes the cover design. I also, if you would like some proofreading, it's only $750 to release your work. But if you're like, look, what I really would like is to have it to where you put my work out, but you also proofread it and you create me a website, set me up a book signing, some podcast interviews, do my book promo video and some other stuff, then you can actually get that for $1,950. You can get all of that. And if you're like, look, I've gone through, even with this, I've gotten my outline, but no, it's like my words they're not coming to me. I need somebody to ghostwrite this for me, and we can just move forward from there. No problem. Got you there as well. We have a ghostwriting package as low as $6,000. That gives you 4 hours, up to 4 hours. You don't have to use all 4, because I know you're like, I don't need no 4 hours. I just need 1 hour. That's fine. But it actually gives you up to 4 hours where you can let us know what all you want the book to say. And we make sure your book says it, and that you are, of course, listed as the author, because these are your words. And so, of course, yes. So give us a call, 972-880-8316, bepublished.org, 972-880-8316. Dr. Mary Jefferson will make you an immortal by turning you into an author and establishing your legacy today. bepublished.org, 972-880-8316. America's best self-publishing company. And I so thank you all so much again for attending today's Author Workshop, hosted by yours truly, Dr. Mary Jefferson of bepublished.org. And anytime you're ready, we are here for you. And again, celebrate. Congratulations on finally moving forward. Congratulations for those of you who, some of you may have actually finished your book during this, 40 minutes of this presentation. So for those of you who have literally finished writing everything that you have to write on this topic, kudos, congratulations, and I celebrate with you. For the rest of you, I celebrate you for starting and for getting a good, hefty start on your work. And I am already celebrating the fact that I know you're going to be finishing this book in record time, to where everybody you tell how quickly you finish this book, they're going to be like, no way. No way. Will you help me write my book? Is what they're going to be asking you. But yes, you have the process. You have the same skills now that I have, because this is exactly what I do. I even, with the dictation, usually every 5 minutes, if I'm dictating over my phone, I'll send it to my email every 5 minutes. And then that way that's done there. But if you want to know more about the way I even write my books over the phone, then definitely give us a call and let's get you going during the publishing process here at Be Published, or to even get you going to where once we actually are hired, even if you're not already finished with your book, as part of our project management, we give you deadlines, and you have to hit those deadlines. So you will definitely be finishing it. So give us a call and we can help you be sure to finish that thing. Otherwise, we'll move forward with what you have. And for those who have actually finished, definitely reach out to us and let's surely move forward with what you have, because you have already, I would say, gotten such a great jump. So let's not lose momentum. Let's have it to where 1 week after your book has been written, that you're now ordering a printed copy of that book, or at least start looking at galleys from your book, and you're just another week away from ordering copies. So let's make it happen. bepublished.org, 972-880-8316. Thanks again for attending today. Happy writing.
Falling like a domino.
You just heard Diamond Love by Kelly Engstrom featuring Jimmy Burney. Up next is Do You Really Want to Be in Love by Frigga, followed by Born and Graced by Star Valarian featuring Little June. But first, I am going to play Evil for you. That's Evil by Daddy Daytona featuring Pride and Marcy Largo.
If you'd like more information on how you can be an eyelash artist, call us at 314-560-1641 or 888-585-LASH, lashingoutloudinc.com.
Media Room 360 TV. Media Room 360 TV is a channel that has something for everyone, from world news, inspiration, programming for kids, politics, sports, technology, and entertainment. Media Room 360 TV has got you covered. Check out one of our shows today on Roku. Media Room 360 Internet Television on Roku. And if you need a speaker, head over to Media Room 360 Speakers at MediaRoom360.com. That's MediaRoom360.com.
Articulation Radio, thanks you so much for listening. So head on over right now to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts on today's episode. In the meantime, we're going to keep the show rolling for you.
Are you looking for grant writers, technical writers, creative writers, academic writers, any kind of writers? Head to the Writers Consortium. Their website, writersconsortium.us, www.writersconsortium.us, the Writers Consortium, writersconsortium.us, for all of your writing needs. Think of it, they can produce it for you. They are the ghost writers to the top people.
Legendary. Struggles are required in order to survive in life. Because in order to stand up, you gotta know what falling down is like. In order to stand up, you gotta the quality of your attitude will help determine the quality of your life. The quality of your attitude will guard your thoughts accordingly. Legendary. The devil told me get it. Granny told me quit it. Bred it from the streets, so I had to go and get it. Had to go and get it. Had to go and get it. Partner in my hand, case a nigga wanna feel it. The devil told me get it. Granny told me quit it. Bred it from the streets, so I had to go and get it. Had to go and get it. Had to go and get it. Partner in my hand, case a nigga wanna feel it. I just want God to forgive me for my sins. I just want to rock 6-inch Louboutins. I just want a big ass house on the hill and never have to worry about no motherfucking bills. Left the past behind me cause it hurts so much. Too much done told me down. Wonder if I can build back up. Lord, I need your help now. My enemies wanna see me melt down. In a world where they'll kill over a Louis belt. Shit ain't been right since my little brother left. Down and depressed, feeling like my life a mess. Got a lot on my mind, I need to get it off my chest. If it's anything over, then you can keep the rest. Yes, I must confess I fall short of my sins. Just hope and pray he open up the gates and let me in. Up until then, I'ma get this money. Cause the shit don't come when I'm free like funding. Dummy. Granny told me get it. Granny told me quit it. Bred it from the streets, so I had to go and get it. Had to go and get it. Had to go and get it. Partner in my hand, case a nigga wanna feel it. The devil told me get it. Granny told me quit it. Bred it from the streets, so I had to go and get it. Had to go and get it. Had to go and get it. Partner in my hand, case a nigga wanna feel it. I'm facing demons trying to chase the grind. Clip with loaded nines. Snatch your soul out his body, seized in his mind. The prophet of the streets will never be another kind. I'm one with my banker, so it's never dead time. You niggas colorblind, and this a red line. Lord, forgive me for the sins that I'm steady trying. You niggas steady dying, protect your bloodline. My youngest move like the rules, so they stuck with line. My words is very bold, my life a heavy load. Born in the windy, so my heart is very cold. Trying to chase the gold, it's a dirty road. My baby mama tripping, what the fuck I'm with her for? But all I wanna know, if she really go,
When my unborn daughter think I let her go. When my unborn seed set me as a man and understand the definition of a G and shake the land. Daddy told me get it, Granny told me quit it. Bred it from the streets, so I had to go and get it. Had to go and get it, had to go and get it. Partner in my hand, case a nigga wanna feel it. The devil told me get it, Granny told me quit it. Bred it from the streets, so I had to go and get it. Had to go and get it, had to go and get it. Partner in my hand, case a nigga wanna feel it.
Real life in the ghetto I rap, kinda seem more death about than life. And you got to tuck your feelings, or get murked like pesticide do mice. White folk come through, cut off the light. Same nigga testified he got light. Used to be the main motherfucker with the work, now the nigga throwing nigga back rocks in the pipe. Need my cut like Argo, pepper coming like a Marcialago. Potholes in the block, but I still gotta catch that cab. ASAP pronto, the Midwest version of Marlowe. 52 bricks in the cargo. Lord help me, if the Lord set me, some shit been hard though. Been scarred, folk, I got 9 shots in my 4-5. 10 hoe niggas all in my face. 10 hoe niggas I'ma send to hell. Before I eat these niggas I'ma say my grace. I know my place, I know what I'm supposed to be. I'm dealing with the devil approaching me. I'm dealing with a brand new ghost. I seen it before, but she getting way too close to me.
Daddy told me get it, Granny told me quit it. Bred it from the streets, so I had to go and get it. Had to go and get it, had to go and get it. Partner in my hand, case a nigga wanna feel it. The devil told me get it, Granny told me quit it. Bred it from the streets, so I had to go and get it. Had to go and get it, had to go and get it. Partner in my hand, case a nigga wanna feel it.
If you are a savvy senior who's seeking a lifestyle club that's centered around you, visit sittingroom.xyz today. The Sitting Room, sittingroom.xyz, where savvy seniors socialize, get event invites, organize among themselves, as well as obtain merchandise and get engaged to create new things. The Sitting Room, sittingroom.xyz. Visit today.
Sometimes it burns, sometimes it hurts when you say my name, but thinking of hers. I don't wanna know, don't want you to go and leave me behind. No, I don't wanna see if it isn't me who's on your mind. Halfway from home, I picked up my phone. I stared at your face, but it's not your tone. Saying, oh, hello, who are you to call me late in the night? She says, I just gotta say that it's here with me and not where he might be. 'Cause I don't know what you're looking for. Oh, and I don't know what to do. Hold back, let go. There is nothing more for me to show. You're hiding to breathe. No, it took two to break us down. Now you're gone and won't be found. 'Cause I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know what you're looking for. And I don't know what to do. Hold back, let go. There is nothing more for me to show. You're hiding to breathe, running from me. Do you really wanna be in love?
Weddings are expensive, but your love is worth it. Go to marryusnow.us to book the Minister of Love to officiate your wedding today. The fee is only $200 if your wedding is in the city of Chicago, and there's only a small fee to get the Minister of Love to travel outside of Chicago to your wedding location. Book the Minister of Love today. Visit marryusnow.us. That's marryusnow.us.
In a world embraced by the fate of us all, the writings on the wall, we were born and raised. I came upon a story in an old-time magazine about a time when our fathers made their stand. A nation in blue and a land to behold, with freedom for all written in the sand. We were born and raised in a world embraced by the fate of us all, the writings on the wall. We were born and raised in the fight for freedom. Many gave their lives for a noble cause. They all died. Now we must all remember all the heroes long gone past, as they watch us smiling from the skies. 'Cause we were born and raised in a world embraced by the fate of us all, the writings on the wall. We were born and raised. We were born and graced.
Want to buy stocks, jewels, real estate, or other high-end items? Would you love to be able to contribute to charitable initiatives but cannot do these things with the money you currently have? Join Regal City Investment and Social Club, where you can pool money each month with other investors to make major purchases, give to the needy, and possibly turn a profit. www.regalcity.xyz. Become a Regal citizen today by joining Regal City Investment and Social Club. regalcity.xyz.
My people, my fam, my folks, I thank you so much. We all here at Articulation Radio, thank you so much for tuning in today and making us a part of what it is that you do. We encourage you to go over to our website, articulationmedia.club, and let us know not only what you think about today's episode, but make sure that your music, your interview, and your ad all take place right here on this station, Articulation Radio. Go to articulationmedia.club right now and hook yourself up. Make sure that you do that so you can hook other people up. But be sure to tune in again on Articulation Radio. We'll catch you again soon. And in the meantime, you already know, keep being a doer, keep being a move maker, and keep making things happen.
Articulation. Articulation.